What's your malfunction? What is it? I don't understand what your problem is. I'm really worried to even look and see. Is there some kind of creature in here? Oh, is it just a ball? You want the ball? Well, go get it. Get your ball. Oh, they're both back there. That's the problem. Okay, and that's the good ball. All right. Hi guys, I'm Claire. You're watching Rent to Grown. And if you're wondering why I was concerned about what Ollie was trying to get at in the closet, let me tell you a little bit about what's been going on. There's this spot in the floor where the floor meets the wall that Ollie has been obsessed with since he came. Matthew brought him like a week or two ago, and he's been obsessed with this spot. And I wasn't sure why, and I wasn't sure what was going on until last night. Last night, he and I were sitting in here in the living room, minding our own business at like 8:30 at night, and all of a sudden, something was scratching the AC duct right under the floor, right underneath me, and both of us came completely unglued. But naturally, I asked my landlady, like I called her and I was like, hey, so there's something under the trailer. And she was like, oh yeah, that happens sometimes. She told me a story about how when her sister-in-law used to live here before she passed, that one night some possums had gotten in here in this stove vent and had babies. And she woke up to them crawling on her lamp in her bedroom. They've since closed that area off, so there probably won't be any possums coming in from that way, and I just don't have a hood vent now. But sometimes, she says, possums and raccoons and cats especially will get up under the house and have babies. Yay. So last night, with that in mind, I took some drastic measures. You can see I still haven't gotten the carpet replaced yet, so just overlook that. I'm going to be trying to take care of that today. But I put a paint can on the vent because these vents are broken and they just, well, that one's the only one that maybe not broken. But they just lift right out of there. But a lot of them, like this one right here, are just sitting on top. And they just, yeah, that one's broken. So I've been sitting paint cans on top in case anything wants to try and crawl through. My concern with Ollie giving so much attention to the bedroom closet was that maybe something had gotten in there because that's where the hot water heater is. Thankfully it was just a ball, but I'm going to go walk around the outside of the house and see if there are any gaps or holes in the underpinning and the skirt of the trailer and see if I can figure out how stuff is getting in and out, because there's definitely something under there. And it'll also give me a good opportunity to show you the outside of the property. So this is the backyard. This is a road that runs behind me there. And this whole area I have use of, and then way over there is a different property. I would say, probably up to this blindingly white barn. There we go. Now you can't see me, but there's the barn. I would say that I have up to there. That's still on our property, but the landlady, uses that for storage, so I probably won't be using it. This junk and all, except for the bug spray, is all left by the last guy that I've got to clean up. But right about here is where Ollie is obsessed. Right about there would be his point of interest. And there is a vent right here, but I don't see anything being able to get in and out of it. It's pulled away a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom, but I don't think anything bigger than like a lizard would get in there. This was definitely bigger than a lizard. The skirt goes all the way behind the steps, so there's not any holes back there. There's a little bit of lifting right here, but I don't see a cat getting in and out of that. One of the things I thought about, because this AC unit is new, is that underneath there, I could see a cat, particularly a smaller one, getting in under there, and depending on how open it is back there, getting up under the house through that way. I'm just walking along the side here now. I looked the other day and I didn't see any holes, but I really don't, other than that, I don't really see anything. Maybe right there, but it doesn't look like anything's gotten in and out. Let me show you. There's a spot where I guess it could get in and out, but the leaves are covering it. It doesn't look like it's being used. A little further down, here's another spot, but again, the grass is kind of grown over it, and I don't think anything's going through there. There's even a little green sprout growing in there. I don't think that's our spot. Back here around the back, there are some molehills that are questionable. I don't know. Here's the door. Right here's the door for the water access. You can see I have a little spout right there. And there is this hole that was cut. I guess something could be getting in and out of there, but there's spider webs that have grown over it. You know, the door's not sealed super well, but if something was using that to get in and out, I think it would be more evident. Over here with the stairs, same deal. The reason I think it might be a cat is because I'll come home and sometimes there is a cat just chilling on the steps. But looks like the skirt goes all the way around. There's a random hole. All of that up under there. I'm afraid I'm going to walk into a spider web here. Now this, something could be getting in and out here, but there's spider webs all throughout, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but these look older. And I could definitely get somebody out here to close that up, but before they do, I would want somebody to get out whatever's in there, if that is how it's getting in and out. And then here's the hitch for my house. There's a little hole down there that's dug underneath. It looks like something was using it, but there's stuff over it now. So I don't think that's super recent. And then we're back in the back where we started. So I think that I'm going to try and get a flashlight or something and look under here and see if they just cut out an entire section of the skirt to run this AC unit, and if it's open underneath, that's going to be our spot. Unfortunately, I don't have a flashlight except for on my phone, and I don't think it's going to allow me to look the way that I want. So I'm going to wait until my dad gets here. After he gets off work, he's going to drop off a special drill bit for me to take my cabinet doors off. So I guess I'll wait for that and have him help me. In the meantime, I want to show you what I'm thinking for a clothesline. Now we do have a washer and dryer that work really well, and I'm grateful for that. But while we can, I would love to lower my electricity bill. So there's this great big oak tree here, and you can see there's a nail already sticking out of it. and I would like to run something from here to the porch where there are already nails where something's been hung before, but this tree limb is kind of in the way. I guess we could cut it, but I don't know if I want to do that. So I've also looked at running it way over here to this tree, but it doesn't really do it justice. This thing is so big, I don't know if Matthew and I can touch hands around it, and there's no spots where it's already been accessed for me to run it over here. Behind me there are a bunch of pine trees, and several of them have like coated wire on them where it looks like they had a dog hooked to them at some point. But none of that is long enough or in good enough repair for me to run it to the porch, and it would still run into the same tree limb problem as the first tree I showed you. The other problem is that those areas are in full shade because of the trees. So I thought about running it from the porch past where I'm standing over to this tree behind me and having it, you know, kind of semi-open in the middle of the day, but I haven't decided, and I don't have to decide right now because I don't have a clothesline with me anyway, but I'm trying to like plot out in my mind where everything's gonna go and how everything's gonna work. Now it is August already, and several of my family members surprisingly have asked me if I was gonna have a fall garden, and I was not originally planning to be able to have a fall garden, but I think that I might. My landlady, her husband, who just recently passed away, was a big gardener and farmer, and like that was his love, and up until a couple of years ago he always had a couple of really big gardens out here on the other side of the house close to the road. And so I'm thinking about talking to her to see if she would let me use that space, and if she would, he has some tractors and some farm equipment and stuff that might help me turn it over because it's been grown up for a while now, and it'll need more than just some elbow grease if I'm gonna get it ready in time. But we might put in a fall garden. We're gonna eat a lot of radishes and kale, I'm sure, if I do. So if you have a recommendation for this zone in this area for what grows really well, really fast in a fall garden, please let me know in the comments because I'm definitely open to suggestions. Without giving too much away, that area that you can't see where the grass is different, and then also an area you can't see here on the other side of the driveway, those were really big garden beds that he always had, and they've grown up and the grass is different now, and yeah, it makes me a little sad. I just realized that there is a whole chunk of our rental experience that I didn't get to show you in the last house tour video, so I'm gonna go grab my tripod and show you real quick. I'm sweaty now. I've been trying for like 10 minutes to open that door, and it's not happening. So let me just show you my garage. The garage door opener's broke, and it's too heavy and set up weird, so I can't open it right now by hand. Yeah, I have a pretty good sized garage. There's a lot of junk in here from the last guy that lived here, but I did find the missing door to our second bedroom. And some of this stuff could be useful. So yeah, it's gonna be a good workspace. I can't wait to get this nasty carpet out of here because it smells like cat. But yeah, it's got loft storage space a little bit as well. All right, I am sweaty and tired, and it's like 1,000,000 degrees out here today. So I'm about to go inside and cool off a minute until my dad gets off work, and then we're gonna be painting the cabinets. I don't wanna show you too much of the inside of the house until we're totally done, but we're gonna be working on finishing the carpet situation and the paint situation, and once all of our stuff is here the first week of September or so, I plan to do a full official secondary house tour, and then you can compare that to the first one that we did. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you around. Bye.